So this video, we're going to talk about adjustments, but we're going to talk about a tool that looks like a little magic wand and what it does. So we'll go ahead and start with exposure, and I'm going to hover above the tool right here. And it says auto adjust the exposure on all selected variants. So if I have this image selected and other identical shots of this at the same time, this is another quick way if you want to synchronize images to start. And sometimes using automatic is a way to start processing any image, because you can see, okay, what does capture one think it should be, and how should I adjust it from there. So I'll go ahead and click exposure, and it goes in and it basically pulls it down by basically a 1.2 stops, which means there was a lot of adjustment that it felt it needed to be done. Then I'll go ahead and click the same on the high dynamic range, and it goes in and pulls down the highlights, which gives me a little bit more sky. And then if I was to play around with this, I could say, okay, now let's do white balance, see what this does. And white balance really didn't do much, did it? It basically moved it a little bit down. Actually moved it a little bit up, which basically gave a little bit more warmth to the sky. So we'll go ahead and leave that. I could also go in. This is one of the times where I could really see what curves does for me. So, for example, I can click this, and this doesn't have an automatic. So I thought that'd be fun, but I tricked you, didn't I? But I could do levels, and basically this goes in and adjusts the levels. And if you notice that the levels, basically what this does is when your levels, it allows you to leave a target point and then pull over and have it kind of close the gap in certain areas. So when I put the auto, you'll notice that it pulled the this side over and then this side over too. So this is where we're on the hot side, and this is where we're on the dark side, and this is our midtone. So it basically adjusted these across the band, and basically it adjusted up here too. So if you look at the histogram is kind of pushed towards the center. And when I click on this and auto this, it actually pulls it a little bit more apart, which actually adds a little bit more contrast appearance to the shot. So that's levels, and that's doing it automatically. So that is what's one of the cool little features in here, is using automatic to kind of move yourself along as you're looking at an image. It can also be applied in other tools too. As you look at the tools before you go to them, you can see which ones have it and which ones don't. For example, curve, color editor, color balance, all the rest of the ones down the line don't have it. So it's really your starting point ones up in here that actually has the automation. So very cool and very powerful. All right.